we call Dudley the heart and soul of Roxbury. And we hope to be showing you more examples of that with our new cultural district, with lots of new restaurants that that show every culture in the world. We just had a new Ethiopian one. We have a soul food one, Solil, and we have a Golden Crust, a Jamaican one opening very, very soon. So all of the things that we've done in Dudley, we've done so much work. We still have lots to go. And everything that we do in Dudley is done with partnerships. Nothing that we do by ourselves. Main Streets is a partnership between the National Trust, the City of Boston, and local business owners in the community. And so getting the storefronts done, planning what we want in the neighborhood, working on all the different issues, utilities, crime, all of those kinds of things are done with partnerships. And one of our biggest partners is right here now. And he is Mayor Martin Walsh.
Thank you, Joyce. How about a nice round of applause for Joyce Stanley, the director of our Main Streets here in Dudley. Let me, first of all, what we're doing here today, those of you that are just here and listening, we're celebrating and congratulating our Main Street districts. We're celebrating 3 of them today, 3 different districts today, and we're honoring the Business of the Year and the Volunteer of the Year in each of those districts that we're honoring today. And this is because without our Main Street programs, without the boards, without the volunteers, we don't have a business district in different neighborhoods. And it's important for us to remember that as we continue to move forward in the city, that we take care of the businesses in our neighborhood, because they are ultimately our bread and butter that provide services and supplies and goods and needs to the community. So I want to thank all of the businesses in Dudley and the other areas. We're also recognizing Chinatown Main Streets. I want to give a couple thank yous to a few people here. I want to thank our street worker program. The street workers are here. They're all over the city, keeping our city safe. They don't get the credit they deserve, but they do a lot of work. They prevent a lot of stuff from happening in our city. So thank you, street workers, for all your great work. I want to thank John Barrows, Chief of Economic Development in the City of Boston, whose office is responsible for all of the big development we see downtown, and all the small development that we're seeing in neighborhoods, and all of the small businesses like we're standing here today. So I want to thank John and his team for his great work. I want to give a shout out to Sheila Dillon, her team at D&D and Housing, who do an incredible work where Main Streets used to be, but they're here today. Thank you, Sheila and Main Streets, for your great work. And I know there's some other people here that we can recognize, and I will as time goes on. Thank you, sir. Keep it up, all right? But let me just get to why we're here today. As I said, and Joyce talked about this a minute ago, Joyce has been working hard for many, many, many years, along with a lot of other people here in Dudley, to make sure that the business community takes off, and that there's services in this community, and that we give the support of that community. If we didn't have Joyce and the board at Main Streets, this would be a very different square. And if you think about Dudley Square in the last 10 years, it's gone through a transformation, and we're going to continue to make sure that it continues to move forward in a positive way to create opportunities. The way you do that is having good businesses in the community and good people in the neighborhood. And the Business of the Year for the Dudley Main Street is Castillo Wine and Liquors. Come on up here, Carlos. I want to thank Carlos. Not only are they a business in the community, but they also give back to the community. And today, what's making today special is we have water and we have food and we have all the celebration. And Carlos, I want to thank you for all that you do for our community. I want to thank you for what you do in your business. I want to thank you for being engaged in Main Streets. I want to thank you for making Dudley Square the special place it is. Thank you. John Barris, you want to make your way up here?
Hell of a business owner.
Hell of a dancer right there. Better than Michael Jackson. Come on, Joyce.
Stand in front of you really quick. Just
Right here. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you do smile.
We got it.
Oh, no. Just for when the picture.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marty.
Come on, Carlos.
And Carlos is also getting ready to expand next door. I'm going to give the microphone to Carlos. We should hear from Carlos.
Come on. Few words. Just want to say thank you to everybody here in Dudley Square and Roxbury. Thank you, Marty Walsh and his team in Dudley Square Main Street for all your support and help in making Roxbury and Dudley a better place and accessible to everybody. Thank you.
Those who don't, Sean Barnes did a good political speech. As long as you don't run for mayor, I'm with you. Let me just say this, and the businesses are important. The Main Street directors are important, but what keeps the blood flowing through the lines of Main Streets is the volunteers. People don't get paid. People do it. They go out. They pick up trash in the street. They set up for events and festivals. They write, sometimes they write the grants looking for extra money. They're the people that you really need to make sure Main Street moves forward. And this year's Volunteer of the Year award for Dudley is Rosalie Lowe. Let me just tell you a couple of things about Rosalie. Since 2014, she served on the promotions and fundraising committees. Probably two of the hardest committees to be on because you have to raise the money for the events you want to do, but also push to make sure that the fundraising is there. She plans events, develops fundraising resources for programs. She's helped Dudley Main Street produce workshops, including women-owned business breakfasts, which is important because you all know women-owned businesses are the most successful in our city. And I'd like to thank you and congratulate you on this recognition.
Well, I'd like to thank the mayor, and I'd also like to thank all the board members of Dudley Main Street for nominating me for this award. We've worked very hard over the years to try to improve the lives and the businesses in the Dudley area, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.
Now I'd like to ask Courtney Ho to come on up, if Courtney's here, to say a few words about Chinatown Main Street.
Let me see if I'll see if I see.
They're not here, right?
So thank you, Mayor, for doing this event. It's nice to get out into the neighborhoods. I appreciate that. Unfortunately today, because of the rain, our business owner and Volunteer of the Year just started their summer program, so they aren't able to make it. Rick and Winke are going to accept on their behalf.
So I want to thank Courtney as well. When you think about Chinatown Main Streets, one of the challenges Chinatown Main Streets has is that there's a lot of development going on in and around the Chinatown community, and a lot of the businesses, the longtime businesses, are in fear of being displaced. And Chinatown Main Streets make sure they fight to keep those businesses and make sure there's opportunity to keep Chinatown the way it has been. So it truly is a Chinatown, and I want to thank them for their work. And the Business of the Year, Rick Wong is going to accept as the board president, is C-Mart Supermarkets. The owner is Michael Fang. He immigrated from China. He opened C-Mart to provide access for fresh foods, produce, and Asian goods. As you can think about a lot of the different cultures that come to America, that's what happens in neighborhoods. They open up the produce for their cultures, and C-Mart's been able to keep that going. They expanded their grocery stores to 2 in Chinatown and 1 in Quincy. Michael's also an advocate and a member of the several Asian nonprofits. So I want to thank Michael for his great investments in the community, and I want to thank Rick for accepting this on his behalf. Come on, John.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you in 1 minute. I'll grab you in a minute. And the next is the Volunteer of the Year award. Justin Cho. He's involved in. He's a freshman in high school. Which when you think about that, having somebody that young involved in the community is really important. He started a summer job today. Was it today? Yeah. So he couldn't be here. Is he working for us? He's working for the city, so we couldn't give him the time off. But I just want to thank him for that. He took part before he went to work for DYE. He took part in engagement and employment for DYE summer program, but also involved prior to that. He's now a sophomore in college. He continues to be part of events. And when you think about that, he got involved as a freshman in high school, and he's staying connected as a sophomore in college. It's so important for us that we continue to build and cultivate young people, to let them know that when they come back from school, they can involve their community, and that really is important. So congratulations, and we're going to present. This is not Justin, although he does look like a sophomore in college. And is Liza here? From Washington Gateway Main Street?
I'll be speaking on your behalf.
All right, get up here.
Thanks for having us out here. My name's Garrett Durst. I'm on the board of Washington Gateway Main Streets with Liza. She wasn't able to make it today due to the rain date. But I know that she'd love to be here and happy to see everyone turn out and have a good time. So thank y'all for coming out. Washington Gateway Main Streets Association, I joined that board about a year ago, and it's fantastic to see how dedicated people are to the communities and how much they really, really, really want to put in their time and effort to make a difference. So on behalf of all Washington Gateway Main Streets, thank you for coming out.
All right, we have 2 awards here. Well, I'm going to start with the Volunteer of the Award. Our MC here, Garrett Durst, committed, enthusiastic board member of the Main Streets, led the efforts for lighting installation at the Blackstone and Franklin Parks, and instrumental in the 2018 Spring Small Workshops. And I have to say, Washington Street Gateway, I'm messing this up, Gateway Main Street has a very active board, a very active community, and it's led by a very active Volunteer of the Year, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's all. Oh yeah, Georgia originally. 6 years here now. Pardon? I used to be, but now y'all trained me better.
All right. And now the business of the year is Capital One Cafe at the Ink Block. Capital One is dedicated to the South End community, demonstrated a strong commitment to a safe, clean, beautiful South End and Lower Roxbury, supported installation at Franklin Park and Project Place, and also, as you see Ink Block built out, the Main Street is making sure that the community is staying part of a neighborhood. So I want to get, is Capital One here?
Yeah, come on, guys. More Capital One folks. Are you Capital One too, beautiful?
All right.
Oh, you're good.
Right here, 1, 2, 3.
No flexibility.
I just want to say again, hi, my name is Leslie Spencer. I'm actually the cafe coach or manager for the Capital One Cafe at Ink Block on the South End, and we're super excited and honored for this award, humbled as well. We dedicate ourselves as a partner in the community where we can give back and support Washington Gateway Main Streets in the South End to make sure that it's a safe place for all. And again, we're totally humbled and we thank you for this award.
How about another round of applause for all of our business of the years, the volunteer of the years. And the last thing I want to say to everyone here, just remember when you're shopping, you know, everyone shops online now, everyone goes to a mall. Just give some business to your local businesses. They're the ones that are mostly family owned. They put their life savings on the line. They employ people from our community, and they really depend upon all of us. And if we didn't have them in our communities, these businesses wouldn't, a lot of them would be empty storefronts, and some would be things that we don't want. So I want to thank you all for being here, and thank you for supporting Main Streets.
All right.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out. We are really excited to have you all out here in Egleston Square. We are especially thankful for the gift from Chilicates today. I see they're bringing us some food in a little while. So stick around for that. Of course, we are very thankful to have the mayor joining us this afternoon to come and visit Egleston Square. This is a wonderful neighborhood that we love a lot, and it's always wonderful to have him come and see these wonderful local businesses. So, Mayor, thanks a lot for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Logan. I'll go ahead. Thank you, Logan. And I want to just first of all thank Luis and the director of Main Streets. He's walking around somewhere with the camera on me. He was behind me a minute ago. He's working on the microphone now. I want to thank the board of directors here in Egleston Square Main Streets for their great work. I want to thank all of you, the community. 2013, when I was campaigning for mayor, I spent a lot of time in Egleston Square, and it was the part of the city that I saw a lot of businesses trying to make it work. As you get down towards the square more, a lot of businesses had locks on their doors and had buzzers on their doors and weren't letting people in, and when you come down here you saw a whole different feel. And I feel it's important that we continue to make the investments in Main Streets, both from the city standpoint, but also from the community standpoint. So thank you for allowing us to be here today. I also want to just take a moment to introduce a few people. One is your city council, Matt O'Malley's here. Thank you, Councilor O'Malley. Liz Malia could not be here today because she's doing her job as a state rep. They're in session today, they're in session on Wednesday, and they're in session on Thursday. And they're wrapping up the state budget, and they're wrapping up a whole bunch of other programs. So Liz is in there at the State House working the next 3 days for the people of Boston, and in particular her district. But I want to thank Liz Maya, too, who's a great champion in our city, who believes in small businesses and what they're doing. So thank you, Representative Maya. Today we're here to celebrate a Business of the Year and Volunteers of the Year here in Egleston Square to celebrate the great work they do, and also High Jackson Square Main Streets. Without these businesses in our neighborhoods, for people coming to shop, we would have empty storefronts. And it's important that we remember these businesses, so I want to thank the businesses, and I want to thank the community, because what makes a neighborhood strong is the residents that live there, but also the businesses that are there. And many of the businesses here in this Main Street are family-owned businesses. Many of them are immigrant-owned businesses, and they're businesses where people put their whole life savings into making it work. And I want to thank you for doing that, because they not only raise their family and help support their family, they also have an opportunity to help the community and allow other people that work for them to support a family as well. So thank you to all the businesses in both areas. I'm going to have Alex translate a little bit what I said.
So, primeramente, muchas gracias a todos por estar el día de hoy y compartir un día tan especial, tanto para las personas que están recibiendo los reconocimientos de Main Street como negocio del año y también como voluntario del año. Para el alcalde es un honor estar aquí con todos ustedes y representar lo que es una ciudad tan bella y tan linda, llena tanto de inmigrantes. Estaba diciendo que si no fuera por la comunidad y por las personas que están aquí, mayoría de todos esos negocios estuvieran vacíos. Así que para él es un orgullo estar aquí y representar una comunidad tan diversa y una comunidad tan emprendedora como lo es Egleston Square.
Thank you, Alex.
Alex.
I almost got it. Now I want to introduce the Business of the Year for Egleston Square. Marcelino Sanchez, Sandy Wireless behind me. Marcelino has been involved through civic and business engagement. He's an active member of the Egleston Square Main Streets Board. He's a co-sponsor of the annual Summer Free Films in the Peace Garden, and recently purchased the long-stagnant bodega in Egleston Square, offering much-needed options to the Boston Housing Authority Tower Down Street. And I want to ask Matt O'Malley to come up here as well to present well, we'll do this picture first. Come on, John.
John, on that side. Yeah, I will.
All right, everyone right here. 1, 2, 3.
And Matt, if you can come over here, I'll give this to Matt.
Thank you, Mayor. Keep it going for our Mayor, Martin J. Walsh. Let's hear it for him, everybody. The mayor mentioned when he was campaigning to be mayor, he spent a lot of time in Egleston Square. What he didn't say is since he's been mayor, he spent a lot of time in Egleston Square, getting to know all the businesses, getting to meet folks. I've spent many a day with him just in this neighborhood. He loves this neighborhood. He knows what a special place it is. Thank you, everybody. Buenas tardes a todos. Yo soy Mateo O'Malley, su concejal para Jamaica Plain y West Roxbury y Bani. And I'm so glad to be with all of you guys today. On behalf of State Rep Liz Malia, who couldn't make it because she's in session, as the mayor said, I have a resolution that Representative Malia has written to Sandy Wireless in recognition of your outstanding contribution to the 11th Suffolk District, earning you the City of Boston's Department of Economic Development 2018 Business of the Year Award.
Thank you, Matt. I also want to just name a few people that are here. We're joined by John Barrows, the Chief of Economic Development for the City of Boston. John's right here. We have Sheila Dillon, the Chief of Housing in the City of Boston, who used to control Main Streets, and then we put over John. Thank you, Sheila Dillon, who's over here. And we also have a guy that I met in 2013, and I knew I was going to steal him from the Egleston Y, and that's Will Morales, who's here. Thank you, Will. And I stole him. Sorry, the Egleston Y. The next is the Volunteer of the Year Award. Volunteers of any Main Street is the heart and soul of the Main Streets. They're the people that do all the work. They're the ones that set up for the events. They're the ones who clean up the street. They're the ones that get notification out. And this year, Volunteer of the Award is the Northeastern students. Come over here, Northeastern students. One Northeastern student. The architecture students at Northeastern have made long-term commitments in this community, done extensive work on the Peace Garden, and remain involved. And what's great about that is having young people that go to college here in our city, and they get a chance to actually work in the neighborhood and see firsthand what it's like to do business out here. So thank you very much.
And let's hear it for Luke, everybody, once again. On behalf of State Rep Liz Malia and myself and State Rep Jeff Sanchez, there's a resolution from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts which reads, sincere congratulations to Northeast University AIAS students. What does AIAS stand for?
American Institute of Architecture students.
American Institute of Architecture students. Students studying to be our great architects in the future. In recognition of your outstanding dedication to serving the community, earning you the City of Boston's Department of Economic Development 2018 Volunteer of the Year Award. Congratulations, go Huskies!
From New York originally, but probably, yeah. That's all right.
Good, Luke. See you later. Congratulations. Luke's a Giants fan, so that's all set. I'm like, thank you. He's a New York boy who want to keep here in Boston, so thank you. Is Gerald Robbins here? Where's Gerald? Come on up here, Gerald.
Hi, I'm Gerald Robbins, Jackson Square, Main Street. We're the second out of 3 Main Street districts in Jamaica Plain. We have some really great people that work with us. We're really thankful for a volunteer, Christine Lau, who'll be coming up, and Nobel Garcia from El Oriental de Cuba, and all the people that volunteer with us. Egleston Square is a great place. I come here quite a bit, and Luis is a fantastic director. So thanks for coming out and celebrating with us.
Thank you, Gerald. And Gerald approached me about 2 months ago to talk about the Main Street National Conference that they put in different cities every year. Hopefully we can get everything together in the city of Boston and look at doing that. But that's involvement, making sure that something like that, an event like that would help us promote all of our main streets and also put the rest of the country being envious what's happening in Boston. And it's because of people like Gerald and the board and the volunteers. So thank you very much. The Business of the Year Award in Hyde Jackson Square is El Oriente de Cuba, opened in 1994. Come up here. This restaurant shows Boston's best Cuban food. It brings people from all backgrounds in the restaurant to socialize. It truly is. It talks about our city truly being international, and we are an international city made up of a lot of different people from different areas. And the fact that we celebrate people's culture, whether it's their traditions or their food, is really important. And Boston is special for that. So I want to congratulate you on this, and I want to pass the microphone over to City Councilor Madam Alley.
Thank you, Mayor. You know what El Oriental de Cuba's other nickname is? It's the Latino Cheers. And it's very true. It is the place where everybody knows your name and you walk in, and Nobel has been a friend and a mentor to me. And even though I'm not Cuban, I'm Dominican, I know that I'm like a little kid brother to him anyway. So congratulations, Mr. Garcia. Felicidades, all the best. Not only is it the best Cuban sandwich in the city of Boston, it's the best steak and cheese, too. People don't know that. It's the best steak and cheese stuff I've ever had. Congratulations. Yes, but it's thank you, Nobel. It's not.
Thank you. Yeah, come back here. Yeah, get a picture. Yeah, we'll get. Yeah, look over left.
Right.
Look over left, yeah.
Right there.
Thanks, Alex. Want to say a word?
No, I'm good. I just want to say thank you to especially the city of Boston for the help they've given me through the years, and to every person in Jamaica Plain and other little neighborhoods that have supported my restaurant for the last 22 years. I thank them all. Thank you very much.
And now the volunteer of the year, Christine Lau. Where's Christine? Come up here, Christine. For the Egleston, Hyde Jackson Square Main Street of the Year Volunteer Award. Christine is a committed volunteer from making different gadgets for our tables and being involved in setting up different events. Also, Hyde Jackson Square Main Street is grateful for her great attitude and her willingness to help. And I just want to say this. In 1993, I was working on a mayoral campaign, and I was in Hyde Square. And when I was there at the office back then, there was grates on every store. There weren't restaurants. And if there were restaurants, they were struggling. There was a lot of activity out in the streets. The biggest businesses were the Packies, the liquor stores. And when you think about what this Main Street has done to a community, completely transformed it into a completely different Main Street, which means that the people that live there have so many more options in a positive way. I want to thank this Main Streets for their incredible work, what they've done over the last 20 years in the city of Boston. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Do you want to say anything? All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and don't forget. Make sure you shop local businesses. Make sure you give these businesses in both these main streets the opportunity. I know that a lot of people shop online today. You go to malls, but as you're going out there, if you're going to be looking for something for your cell phone, rather than ordering it online and going someplace else, right behind me is a store that has everything you can imagine. As you go up and down the street, go shopping for fresh fruits and meats and foods and shops and clothes, and everything is right here in this neighborhood. So make sure you in hair. Make sure you, a couple of hair salons. So make sure you do it. All the and nails. Yeah. Okay. So
And Skippy Whites.
and Skippy Whites. Yeah. Great records and magazines and all that stuff down there. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.
My name is Ginger Brown. I'm the Executive Director for JP Center South Main Streets. I've been in the job about a year. In fact, I think the very first event I did was the Mayor on Main last year. It was over in Hyde Jackson Square, and it was a great time. My first time meeting Mayor Marty Walsh. Thank you all so much for coming out today. In case you don't know, JP Center South Main Streets is an organization that brings the businesses, the residents, and the city together in order to help sustain and improve our particular district right here. We're always looking for volunteers. We love to put on community events. For example, this Thursday will be the first Thursday Art Walk and Screen on the Green. That's right, JP Center South Main Streets puts that on. Thursday on the lawn of the Lauren Greeno House, we will be showing Some Like It Hot at 7:30 p.m. Please come on out. We will have drinks for sale. I would like to, at this time, introduce Mayor Marty Walsh, who will be presenting our awards for our Business of the Year and Volunteer of the Year.
Thank you, Ginger. And let me just start by saying, if you haven't eaten dinner or you're bored, go next door to Monumental Cupcakes and get the apple cider donut with vanilla frost on it. It's unbelievable. Patty Hudson's here, and then go over to Juice Green afterwards and get a drink over there. It's great to be here. I'm dead serious. It's unbelievable. So thank you very much. Let me just start by thanking everyone for coming out today to celebrate the Business of the Year of the Award and the Volunteer of the Year Award for Main Streets. We started this taking this on the road last year. We used to have these events at the Strand Theater where we thank the businesses and thank the volunteers, and we tried something different last year, and it's been a huge success as far as getting people in the community and having people stop by and say what's going on and talking and promoting our small businesses. So thank you to all the business owners here. Thank you to all the residents here. Thank you to all the Main Street Board of Directors and all the volunteers. I appreciate all the work you do to make sure our neighborhoods are strong. I also want to thank City Councilman O'Malley, who's here with us today, who is part of what we've been doing today all across the city, but also as a city councilor has been a very strong advocate for the main streets in the city of Boston, not just in his district, but throughout the whole city. So thank you, Councilor, for that help. And I also want to give a shout out to my friend and colleague, Representative Liz Malia and Jeffrey Sanchez, who couldn't be with us today because they're both in session. They're wrapping up the budget, but again, with their help at the state level, with small business, has been a tremendous support in the city. So I want to thank both elected officials, Jeff and Liz, for their support as well. And they couldn't be here, as I said, so thank you to them. And to all of you here, the businesses, thank you. And what we're doing here today is we have, we're honoring a business and we're honoring a volunteer for the great work they do. And the first recognition I like to give is to the Business of the Year, which I just went into. It's amazing. It's beautiful setup in there. Fresh Hair Salon. Joy's here. The business opened in 1982. 4 years later, it was the fire destroyed its base, and then Joy has rebuilt her business steadily. She's won the Green Business Award from the City of Boston. She's a role model in the community, particularly for the JP Central South Main Streets. And I want to thank you, Joy, for all the great work you do in our city. Carolyn, come up here, Karen. We got Carolyn Crockett, also from the Office of Economic Development. Yeah. Oh, Matt, give me here, Matt.
Right here, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thanks, baby.
Say it. You want to say it?
Thank you, Mayor. Keep it going for our Mayor, Martin J. Walsh, doing an amazing job really moving the city forward. On behalf of State Representatives Liz Malia and Jeffrey Sanchez, I have a resolution from the House of Representatives. They couldn't be here, they're in session. But just to sort of underscore how ingrained Joy and Fresh Hair are in the community. The first time we met each other was at a fundraiser for the Manning School, for the Burger Slam. Mayor Walsh was there as well. And I said, oh, are you a Manning parent? And you said, no, I'm just supporting a great school in our neighborhood. She didn't have a Manning graduate as well. But my point is you're always giving back consistently, and it's an amazing place. So again, on behalf of my colleagues in government, here's a resolution which reads, be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to Fresh Hair Salon in recognition of your outstanding contribution to the 11th Suffolk District, earning you the City of Boston's Department of Economic Development 2018 Business of the Year Award. And I know in the not too distant future, you and I will be here inaugurating the Fresh Hair water filling station right at this beautiful court. So we're going to get this done soon. So congratulations. All the best.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for being loyal patrons and supporting Fresh Air. Obviously, 35 years, the sign says, soon to be 36 years next week. And I hope it continues for a long time, so keep on coming in the door.
Thank you, Joy. And as you think about businesses in a Main Street, it really brings vibrancy to a community. And what's needed to bring that vibrancy is volunteers who work at the program. And Main Street budget isn't as big as they would like, or probably what would ultimately like to see happen. But so we depend heavily upon volunteers, and volunteers are the people that do all the work. They're the ones that set up before an event, they break down after an event, they clean the street, they do all the important things, they're active on the board. And this year's Volunteer of the Year award is Casey Hughes. With Casey, come on up. Longtime supporter of JP Center South Main Street, serves as the board as a secretary. She helped sustain the organization while they were between directors, and that's probably one of the tough things when you switch directors, making sure you keep the momentum moving forward. And she's also works to welcoming new businesses and new residents to the neighborhood. And as I said earlier, Casey, without people like you involved in the city, but in particular in Main Streets, you wouldn't have the success of that. So congratulations. Thank you.
It's true, all night.
Geez, yeah. Hello. I didn't expect to say anything, but thank you very much for this honor. I love JP. I've lived here for 22 years. I did not grow up here, but it's an amazing place, and my son has gone to the public schools in the neighborhood, and I've gotten involved in those, and I couldn't ask for a better neighborhood and a better city with a wonderful mayor who also supports my job at Boston Children's Museum right now. So thank you very much.
And the only last thing I have to say, congratulations to both Joy and Casey, but also people that are here in the neighborhood. Make sure you shop the district. You know, a lot of people are shopping online and they're doing all that these days, and they're going to malls and things like that, which is fine. But if you can buy something in your local neighborhood, make sure you do that, because most of the businesses that are in our neighborhood are family owned, or individuals owned, or women owned, or immigrant owned. And giving them the business, their whole livelihood is in that business. By giving them the opportunity to be successful is important. And generally during Christmas is the time that a lot of these businesses make or break for the year. And when we're in the heat of the summer, in the middle of July, helping the business out with more opportunities is what we want to do. So thank you very much. Have a great day. And like I said, cupcakes next door. Across the street.